I'm 85 years old, and I carry a quiet ache every day. It started the day I realized I had missed my daughter's childhood. Not all at once, not like a sudden accident. It crept in, slowly, softly. I see it now in photographs, in half-remembered conversations, in the spaces where laughter should have lived. I want to tell this story because there isn't much time left for me to sit with the silence. Most mornings I wake before the sun. The house is quiet, too quiet. I can hear the radiator sigh, the refrigerator hum, the clock insisting on moving forward while I feel frozen in place. I sit in my chair by the window. It's the one she used to like to sit in when she was small. The sunlight hits the same patch of carpet she would drag her toys across. I see her tiny shoes in my mind, the way her hair curled in the sunlight. I remember the smell of her hair after baths, the warmth of her small hand slipping into mine on walks. I met her father when I was 24. I wanted stability, safety, a life that made sense. He was kind, quiet, predictable. I thought predictability would protect me. I married him because it felt right, because our families approved, because it seemed foolish not to. We built a home together, painted walls, hung curtains, bought furniture that would last. We were careful. I wanted nothing to break, and I thought love was measured in care, in keeping things running smoothly. I worked. He worked. We kept busy. I told myself that providing for her, making the house run well, and keeping her safe was enough. But it wasn't. I was often elsewhere in mind, even as I was there in body. School events came and went, plays, recitals, parent-teacher nights. I attended the ones that fit my schedule, the ones I thought mattered most, and I missed the rest. Sometimes it was the way she looked at me from the kitchen doorway, waiting for me to stop folding laundry and sit with her. Sometimes it was small moments at bedtime, when she asked me to read one more story, and I said, later. Later never came. I see it now in the photograph on the mantel, her small hands holding a bouquet she picked for me from the garden. The year is written in the corner, 1978. I was standing just behind her, half smiling, distracted by a ringing phone. I thought I was doing well. I wasn't noticing her the way she needed to be noticed. I told myself it was enough, that children would understand, that time would allow me to make it right. It didn't. I kept busy, thinking responsibility was love. I cooked, cleaned, scheduled, managed, and she grew. Years passed quietly, almost imperceptibly, decades even. She became her own person, full of ambition, ideas, dreams I sometimes didn't fully hear. And I missed seeing the girl she once was. I remember the first time she fell on her bicycle. I rushed to her, but I was tense and anxious. I bandaged her scraped knee, but I didn't ask enough about how she felt. I didn't sit with her on the grass long enough to hear the story of her fall. I see now how small attentions build trust, and how missing them leaves a gap. The day I realized it, I was cleaning her old room. I found a drawing tucked behind a stack of papers. a girl, small, smiling, reaching for a hand that wasn't there. I held it in my hands and felt something hollow. I whispered to her, though she wasn't there, "I see you. I'm so sorry I missed it." She was grown, and I could only imagine her tiny voice asking for my attention, asking me to be there fully. I hadn't understood then how fragile childhood is, how fleeting presence is. I hadn't realized that safety and order are not the same as love. I had provided for her, but I had not fully been with her. There were mornings when I lingered over the dishes too long, evenings when I stayed up folding laundry instead of listening to her stories, weeks where I rushed her off to activities, never asking how she felt about them. And the years slipped past. I see her in photos, in birthday cards I sent late, in gifts chosen carefully but never truly shared together. I see the quiet absence where I should have been, and I feel it in my bones every time I think of her childhood. I talk to her sometimes, not about blame, not about mistakes. I tell her I love her. I tell her I'm sorry I couldn't always show it the way she needed. Sometimes she smiles softly. Sometimes she shakes her head, understanding more than I can. There is no erasing the past, no going back, but there is presence now. There is attention, even if it comes late. I've learned that love is messy. It's full of errors and silences. It's not neat. It's not always acknowledged. And it's never truly measured by how well we follow the rules of life or marriage or motherhood. It is in the listening, in the noticing, in the small moments we take seriously. I remember afternoons when we baked together, flour on her cheeks, laughter spilling across the kitchen. I didn't always notice her happiness in those moments. I was thinking ahead, thinking of the next chore, the next task, and I lost pieces of her I will never reclaim. I was 85 when I realized the weight of my absence. I am 85 now, holding that truth every day. I have gratitude too, for the woman she became, for the laughter we did share, for the lessons she taught me simply by living, for the tiny victories, the small conversations we did have, and the hugs that lasted a little too long. But I carry a quiet ache for the moments I cannot reclaim, and I speak of it because time is finite, because honesty, even late, is necessary, because the small girl she once was deserves to be remembered. I am not angry, I am aware, I am reflective, and I am present now in the ways I can be. The child I missed is gone, the woman she is remains, and I will sit with both. I will remember both. I will tell this story for her, for myself, for anyone who might be listening and understanding that life passes quietly and the spaces we leave behind matter as much as the things we do. This is all I have left to say.